So, welcome everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
So is this going to be another exciting episode of As the River Churns?
That's what it said.
I know, but is that really what it's going to be?
It's definitely going to be that. Definitely.
It's going to be something.
Well, it kind of started out that way. We had a little thing going on here. So.
In fact, we do some of our best material before the camera comes on.
That's true.
That we may do all of our good material before the camera comes on.
I don't know. It feels like to me like we got to get it out of our system before we actually go live here. So, well, welcome everybody. It's a pretty day outside. It's a little chillier than yesterday. Boy, it was nice to see it get into the 50s yesterday.
Yes,
Yes, it was.
It's still nice to see the sun today, though.
I know.
That's nice.
I know. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm ready for spring already. You know,
Me
I'm
too.
always ready for spring right after the 1st of January.
Yeah, well, 2 snows and I'm done.
Yeah,
That's
the
true.
snows haven't helped that a little bit and very much either, that's for sure. So, and, you know, speaking of the snow, you know, what a great job Scooter and his team did as far as getting the snow and ice. And really, that was the hardest part. That first snow we had was really not snow. It was
Right.
mostly sleet and
It was
ice.
bad.
And it was a mess trying to get that stuff cleaned up. But what a great job his team did, and we're just very thankful to them. And so, all right. Well, Lisa, let's get into, let's see. We had a great
Okay.
photo of the day. That was pretty cool.
Yes, that was cute.
Yeah. So,
No plans. once again.
Babies and kittens work every time.
That's right.
so I bet we don't have a question from Dick Witt today. Is that correct?
Well, actually, we do.
Oh, we do. Okay.
And I think we're going to rename the trivia the Dick Witt Trivia.
Okay.
I mean, I think he should get credit for this
I like it.
because he provides great questions. So if you know the answer today, you're going to call Michelle at 336-389-4103. And the winner today will receive
Cheese wine. Another Merlot.
Another Merlot.
cheesecake.
Cheesecake Factory,
Yes.
California, 2014. That was a
Yep.
very good year.
So, Lisa, I'm just going to say it before you do the trivia.
Okay.
I think next week when we were on the show, we have to do something different in wine. We need to come up with something different as
Okay.
a prize, okay?
I like that.
All right, so we'll come up
We'll
with something
figure it
different.
out.
Yeah.
And let's see. The question is
Yes.
which animal has the largest eyeball in the world? I don't know why this question is just funny to me.
Well, you know what Dick told me? What Dick told me was there's just some things that he's never found out about life, and he thought the best way to find out was to make them trivia questions, and then everybody would do the research for
I
him.
agree. So, which animal has the largest eyeball in the world?
So,
This is a good one.
I guess, if you really care about which animal has the biggest eyeball in the world. So,
Oh, somebody's calling in already.
Yes.
somebody's got an eye on that one, huh? All right.
Yes.
Oh,
All right. Well,
Okay.
while we're waiting to hear about that, let's get into the COVID stuff, because I know everybody's so excited whenever we do the COVID report.
always.
Right? I mean, that's always,
Yes. Yep.
you know, wouldn't it be nice one day when we don't have to do COVID report, right?
Yep.
So we got a winner already. So Michelle's already given us a winner. So hold off. on
I
the
guess
call.
it was more well known than I thought.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure
I
at the end
didn't
it'll be
know.
an eye-opening experience. till we
I used to
figure that
just
out.
love to watch the sports scores when
Yeah.
they were tabulated and reported on. The COVID has taken the place of
COVID
that.
has done that,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Now I just
Yeah.
look forward to the new numbers.
Yeah, I know. It's always interesting to see the new numbers. So I think it's kind of a mixed bag for the numbers this time. You know, our state's daily rate still is climbing at this point. We seem to be doing less tests here over the last couple of weeks or so, but I wonder if we're doing less tests because so many people are doing home tests and they're not going out to get tested.
I think it could be.
And it also might be that people know it's taken 4 or 5 days to get results in some places, so maybe just like almost why bother almost, right? So,
Right.
but anyway, the state daily rate is still high at 36%. The cases, though, are in line with what we were last week. We're about 20,000 cases today, newly reported cases. We've been as high as 34,000. That was a couple weeks ago. You know, unfortunately, we're still seeing the amount of deaths go up, and again, the hospitalization rate just continues to climb. We were at 4,689 last week, and today we have 5,090 that are currently hospitalized. So a lot of people in the hospital, a lot of people to be praying for, that's for sure. You know, when I was looking at the state site today to try and come up with the statistics for today, you know, and looking at Forsyth and Guilford County. So the 14-day rate for Forsyth, both Guilford and Forsyth, both the 14-day rate has gone up. Now it's gone up significantly in Forsyth County. They're up at the 38% right now, 38.2%. That's the 14-day average over the last 14 days, obviously. Guilford is 30.4, 30.4, which is only a percent higher than what it was the last 2 weeks. So we really, it seems like we've kind of stabilized here in Guilford, whereas if you look at the map, it's very interesting. You know, every once in a while, if you feel like you've led to, you know, look at the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services website and go to their dashboard and go look at where Guilford County is. It's very interesting today because when I looked at Guilford County, when it looked at the percentages for the county, Guilford is kind of like a lighter crimson color, very light. And then all around us is a darker, like crimson color. I mean, every county around us is at 38% or higher. And we are the only ones that are not at 38%. So I don't know if we've already gotten it out of our system. And, you know, we're starting to maybe see us stabilize where the other counties maybe aren't. But for whatever reason, Guilford County is a little bit less. May have something to do with the mask wearing too. You know, you never know that with us going back to the mask mandate. The other thing that I thought was interesting is that I saw that they had reported that Omicron now represents 99.9% of all the new cases now. So it's really taken over for the Delta. You're not hearing any more about the Delta. It's done. Matter of fact, Lisa, you and I were talking about this today. They've stopped using some of the medications that they were using for the Delta. They're not using those for the Omicron because it has no effect on the Omicron, because it's a different virus in a lot of ways. So, you know, I think it's a mixed bag. The 14-day average per 100,000 for Forsyth and Guilford has come down. So that's good. Even though the percentage is higher, the average is less as far as per 100,000 residents. So, you know, maybe, you know, we keep talking about trying to be at the peak here. So I'm kind of thinking that we are right there. And so, you know, it'd be interesting to see what next week brings, because I think we're close. I think we're really close to being able to start back down that path. And I hope that path back down is not, I hope it's a, right, way down fast. So we'll just have to see what goes on. But obviously we still keep a track of this and keep, keep keep the efforts up in regards to the COVID response that we have here. You know, Lisa, I don't know that we've got it in here, but just an update a little bit on what River Landing. So at River Landing, we're still having staff members that are becoming positive. You know, we've hit a stretch here for about 3 weeks now where it's a daily thing. You know, we continue to have new staff that are going out with Omicron, getting positive and going out. And at the same time, we're having staff that have had it start to come back. So it's kind of a revolving door, so to speak. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's the best way I can describe it. But it hasn't let up a lot.
Right.
You know, Monday we had 6 more staff members that tested positive.
Yep.
Yesterday we had 2, I think. But you know, the good news is we continue to seem to be keeping it away from the residents at this point. I'm really happy about that. We had to test all of the Pebble Beach 1, Muirfield, and St. Andrews residents over the last couple days here. And so we did not have any additional positives for the residents at this point. So, so we seem to be keeping that away. We haven't heard of any independent living residents that have had it. If they've had it, they haven't shared that with us.
And everybody's out of quarantine that would
and
have
the
been
ones that were in it before are all out of quarantine. That's right. So, you know, from that perspective, I'm really happy. You know, if we can keep it away from the residents, that's really great, right? I mean, that's the big thing.
Right.
And I do think, honestly, the vaccinations and the boosters help. I really do think that it may not keep you from getting it,
Right.
but I really do think it keeps your the effects of getting COVID down, and you're not getting as sick. And If it keeps us, again, we keep saying this all the time, I'm sorry, but if it keeps us out of the hospital, if it keeps us from dying, then it's well worth the price for the vaccinations. And
One of our residents said to me, he thought of it like a seatbelt. It doesn't keep you from getting in an accident, but if you get in an accident, you're not going to be hurt. as bad.
That's a great
That is a
analogy.
really good
so-
analogy.
Yeah, that's a very good analogy.
That was
So,
Neil Sheffield.
Ah,
That's good.
yeah, that would be,
Yeah.
that's right up Neil's line.
Yeah.
He's good at that. He's
Yep.
great at putting it into perspective, isn't he? So I think that's it, Lisa, as far as the COVID stuff goes. One of the things I think we've been talking about, we're getting the end of January now, right? Because today's the 26th, right? So we've been talking a little bit to Cindy and Brian about when can we start kind of reversing the group activity thing, and it's really hard right now because we're not seeing yet that we're completely coming out of it, but we're just getting this feel that maybe we're getting close to coming out of it, and so it makes it really hard. I'm just going to tell you, it's been making it really hard to figure out what to do with the activity calendar for next month. And so, what we have been kind of talking about here recently is still kind of keeping things kind of tamped down here a little bit for the first couple weeks of February, with the hopes that we get to the second half of February that we can start opening back up again. And I know we got some things coming up towards the end of February that we really want to be able to do. Furl's going to be starting in again. We've got some events going on that we want to do at the end of February. And so, I think we're holding out hope that we can do those, especially if we can do them and do them safely.
Right.
We'll see if we can figure out
Right.
a way to do that, especially if we see the trend is going backwards. We probably can kind of start working through that. And I know everybody's getting antsy. Everybody wants to get back to doing group activities. I know that it'd be nice to be able to try and get for the wellness, to be able to get the trainers back in here and start doing those kind of classes and all again. So believe me, we're thinking about it and we're doing our best to kind of start working towards that. We're just not quite seeing the percentages where I want them to be yet before I think we can really start kind of turning that loose. But let's just keep hoping that that's coming soon. So the February calendar is going to be a little interesting. I'm just going to tell you. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens with that a little bit.
Yep.
So we may have stuff on there that we're hoping to be able to do, and we might have to say in a couple weeks we can't. There might be some things that aren't on the calendar that if things go really well, we might be able to say, hey, we're going to be able to do this. And so we'll just have to see how it goes. All right, Lisa, where are we going from here?
Okay, we have had several folks ask, when are we moving into our new offices, Tom?
So,
I think the furniture came in last week,
yeah,
didn't
well,
it?
it did. I don't know if you noticed, but we have invisible furniture at
Yes,
this point.
yes.
So the problem I've had recently here is Michelle is so excited about moving into the office. I can't keep her out of the new office. Every time I keep looking for her, I keep trying to go find her. And I keep finding her just going into her new office and looking around in there. And I don't know what that's all about. I don't
She's
know.
cleaning the invisible furniture.
Is that what she's doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's just excited.
I think she must be excited too. So, and we all are. I think the space. If you haven't walked in there yet, the door is open. Quite honestly, if you want to walk through the office area and look, I'm hoping you've also started walking through the new area where the residents are, where the new card room and multipurpose room, whatever you want to call it,
Yep.
living room extension, whatever you want to call it. They turned out great. They look
did.
beautiful.
They
And so I think we're all very excited about the chance to move. But the furniture got delayed because of weather
Right.
last Monday. And so we are looking at next Tuesday now for getting the furniture. So we probably won't be moving in until, I'm hoping maybe the end of next week, we'll start really moving in and being in the new office. And so yeah, it's getting pretty exciting. And, speaking of renovations and all, we're looking here and seeing they're almost done down here
Pretty close.
in the multi-purpose room. And boy, it looks so nice
Looking
to
good.
be able to see,
Right.
no brown tarps, no
Yes, yes.
water damage or intrusions.
Yep.
So, hallelujah, thank you, thank our good Lord. I think we might have put this one to bed. I'm really
We
hoping.
might need to wash those windows. What do you think, Lisa?
Yeah, it does look
I
like
like
they
the
need
cruddy
some
look,
help.
the dirty, cruddy look.
They
It
do
makes you
need some help.
appreciate the outside. a little
But you
more.
want to wait until you're done before you do that.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
You're doing it again.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep. do it
So we
all at
talked to
once.
Joe today about, Joe Rojas that is, about trying to get the windows clean. And really, we need a good cleaning in here because there's some
Right.
dust all over the place. And we need a really good cleaning in here. We're gonna start working on putting up the window treatments back up and getting things back in place.
Yep.
I think they're gonna be pretty much completely done in here by Friday. They got some final touch-ups that they're doing. I can see some blue tape on the wall where they're
Right,
getting ready to do some final touch-ups and all.
Yep.
But isn't this great? I mean, we really are,
Getting
we're
there.
almost there. So, very good.
Yep, looking good. Okay, we have some other news, just updates. The water in Doral, in our main building here, is going to be turned off between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. tomorrow to do a minor repair on some leaks. So nothing related to the balcony.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with
Okay,
the balconies.
it's nothing to do with that. We don't want to start any rumors here.
Yes.
No.
It's another leak though that will be taken care of tomorrow. Dee's Salon welcomes a new hairstylist, Jody Brewer, and she's joining the team. Jody has been in the hair industry for 37 years.
Wow.
And now works on Fridays in the salon in the independent area on lower level there by Wellness. And she is going to be open to other days too if we need to add on for more business.
Good.
So that's good.
That's great.
Yep.
Looking forward to meeting Jody.
Dee's worked really hard to be able to get beauticians because you all know we do require vaccinations. So she actually had to work a little longer finding someone because that obviously is important to us that our vendors be vaccinated.
Yeah,
So,
you know, I'm glad you brought that up because we're still working through a little bit of that. We're almost there with that, but
Yep.
just letting the rest of our vendors know that this is going to be a requirement, that
Yep,
all of our folks
absolutely.
that need to be vaccinated.
I wonder if she supports the Brewers baseball team. I mean, that would be
don't know.
appropriate, I think.
I don't
Well, either that or the Brewers Kettle, which is a place over in Kernersville that you can go
Okay.
to, a little establishment. Maybe one of those two, right? So that's probably a different kind of brewer, though, right?
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I know a lot of you, if you live outside, you know the dumpsters have been overflowing in the neighborhoods, but the city promised that they're picking all those up today. So we've had to ask folks to kind of hold off on their trash until they come today, and then you can fill them all up tomorrow. So, but of course, we all know all that got behind because of the
Yeah.
snow weather. So everywhere outside of here had delays as well. So just be looking for that today. We are hoping that they will come through on that today.
Well, they told us they will, so we're going to
Yep.
hold them to it.
Yep.
Well, we can box up our trash and mail it to City Hall. Hey,
Wouldn't that be interesting?
yes, it would be.
You just started something that could be really bad, I
Oh,
think.
boy.
No,
Oh,
too much postage.
too
That's
much,
true.
Too much. Another announcement, air filters will be changed in Hayshort Lane and Thistleburn Lane tomorrow. Maintenance department will begin the process around 9 and usually done within an hour or two. So just be aware of that for tomorrow. Let's see, there are 2 available opportunities for volunteering in the River Landing Library. If you're interested, you reach out to resident Nelva Bledsoe. So she's recruiting right now. Then something interesting and very fun that Brian and Jill came up with.
Yeah.
February is known as the month of love,
Oh, is it?
right?
Right, because
Right.
of Valentine's Day, right?
Valentine's,
Yes,
exactly.
Of course.
So we want to celebrate that special love that couples share or have shared in the past. In the fashion of get to know your neighbor, we'd like you to participate by sending in your photos. Each day we will post the old, that means past, photo of you and your spouse, and then the next day review the new photo, which would be the current photo of the couple. So we need your help. Email or drop off photos to Jill or Brian. Let's see, the pictures can be of your early days dating or even your wedding photo, and then also an updated photo that people would recognize you with. So don't worry if your special love is no longer with us. We would love to have your pictures too. So this is a good time just to remember folks as well. So
The old photos are the young photos.
Is that what it is?
That's
Okay.
true.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
that's true.
I'm completely clear now.
Yes, the past photos.
And
Yes.
is there some limitation on the type of photo that there should be?
Well, I think it should be People should be clothed.
Yeah.
They should have clothes on.
That's one of the things I love about Lisa. She has standards.
I mean, they should be.
Maybe we should
decent.
ask Billy Bob what he
They
thinks.
should be. No,
Definitely
Billy
not.
Bob may have a whole different view of what
Yeah,
photos
yes.
are appropriate.
That's right.
So, just appropriate photos that you don't mind other people seeing. And then you want to include some fun facts to give people a hint of who is in those photos.
Ah,
So, some ideas might be where you met, what you did on your first date, how long you have been married or together, just some fun facts.
fun facts.
So, and
You can be creative with that too, right?
well, you could be.
If you really want to throw somebody off, you could send a picture of a couple that you don't even know. And then the current one, people would go, boy, they sure changed a lot. But nobody would guess.
You could have some fun with this.
Yes, you could.
Absolutely. But I thought that was a pretty neat, that's a neat
Yeah.
idea.
It is.
So, yep. Okay, well, we have a few questions today.
Okay.
So the first one you have already addressed, Tom. We are getting several people asking, when are we doing activities and events again? So
Yeah.
you've been very clear with that.
Well, I don't know about clear, but you know, it's.
It's clear as mud that it's
yeah,
not clear.
I know, that's the hard part, right?
Right?
But it's, you know,
We can't predict.
I'm really hoping, like I said.
Well, when
we
are the
come on-
daffodils going to bloom? We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, when the weather warms up.
Well, there you go. You know, it's funny you say that. I looked at the weather forecast for the next week or so, and there is a day next week. I think it's Thursday next week.
It's going to be in the 60s.
67. I saw,
Wow.
and I went,
Wow.
you know, if the daffodils are going to start coming out, and we get that kind of weather,
Wow,
right?
That's
So-
crazy. So we're going to aim for the latter part of February, just to be
Yeah,
clear on
and
that.
you know, it
just
may
going
be
to
a,
watch things.
it may be a slow process too. We may be able
Right.
to do one or two things, but not do everything.
Right.
So we just have to
Right.
kind of see how it
Yep.
goes. So.
Yep. Okay, so this next one's a little bit harder, so let's get through this one. It's related to COVID, of course, and the question always is, when do I take a test? When do I not take a test? Is it too soon to take a test? Those kind of things that we debate about. So for us here,
Yeah.
we've looked at you don't want to take the test too soon
Yeah.
because it's not going to show up yet.
Or
so
it may not. I mean,
may
you know,
not.
we've seen it where it's come,
we've had some
right
where
away.
it dings instantly.
but we've
So-
also seen a lot of cases where it's taken 3, 4, 5 days for somebody to actually show
Absolutely.
positive.
Really, it
So,
has. Yes. So really, what's too soon? They're saying 24 to 48 hours really is the best time that you'd want to take a first test. But let's say you still don't feel good at that point.
Right.
It doesn't mean that test was accurate either at that point.
That's right.
So if you're still not feeling good, that also means you don't want to come out and be with each other either. If you have any kind of symptoms, even if it's not COVID, you still don't want to spread that to folks. But the recommendation is, again, that you could take another test right around that 5-day mark.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what everybody's saying. You know, if you go on the CDC website, talk to your doctor, that's always a good answer. Go to your doctor. But they are saying it could be up to 5 days before it really is showing it.
Yeah. And it's hard because, you know, if you think you have symptoms and then you take a test right away and it says negative, there's
You
a tendency
think,
to think,
"Oh,
oh, I don't have it.
I'm free.
And
right.
the reality is you might still have it.
You might, or you might not.
You might not.
In the 5 days, you may not still have it, and that's great. But you still would want to be out around other people
No,
if
that's
you're
right.
having any kind of sickness right now, because there is a lot of other stuff going around.
Yeah, that's
So
a good
just try
point.
to think about that when we're in community living like this. We just need to be aware of each other.
Yeah.
So it's different than when we're in our home.
Yeah.
So
And especially if you're doing things that you're going to be with other residents that, you know, I mentioned to say,
Absolutely.
if you have a lunch or dinner appointment with another resident, couple, whatever,
yeah,
and you've got the sniffles or you've got a little bit of a cough or whatever,
right.
don't just assume it's allergies or whatever. Just, you
Right.
know what? Just hold off.
Yep.
Don't go and I mean, that's the easiest way to spread it, honestly, is when you're having a meal
Absolutely.
together, because it's when you're most vulnerable. You're eating and you're close together and you
Right.
are
And your
generally not
mask
wearing
is
your mask
off.
at that
Right.
point.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Absolutely.
so, you know, this is all normal stuff. I think our residents all know this, but
Yep.
that's good to repeat it
It
every
is.
once in a while,
It
just to
is.
make sure people know.
So that was a good question. Okay, why did you all ask us to contact you if we had a relationship with or any contacts in the office of the senators or the congressmen in North Carolina?
One of y'all's running for office, right?
How'd you know? Actually,
I just have a sense for these things.
we heard Billy Bob was going to run for office.
Yeah,
so
Billy Bob, dog
we
catcher.
wanted to see if we, and our residents would know Billy Bob better than anybody. So we thought that they
Oh,
could be our
good thought. Good thought.
No.
What is this related to?
Yeah, so we didn't make that very clear. So the reason for this is we've been asked by our trade association, which is North Carolina Leading Age. They are still in the process of helping us with the sales tax issue. So what they wanted to know was if we get to a point, because we're not doing anything yet as far as contacting senators or anything else, or congressmen at this point, or representatives at this point. But they wanted to kind of get a feel from the member communities, which, there's 63 communities out in North Carolina that are part of our trade association. They were trying to get a feel for folks that might have connections with certain senators that might be able to help us push this issue when the time is right, and it's not right yet. But they're trying to get prepared for that as part of our lobbying effort to try and defeat this.
Sure.
So that was the reason why. So thank you for those that responded and let us know. We were able to send that information off to our trade association so that they have a good feel for where they can help, where we can maybe help fight this battle.
And
so
we had several people that put their name in.
yeah,
for
that's
that,
great.
So we
thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. One more question.
Yes,
Okay.
good questions today. Looks like.
Yes. I received the end of the year tax letter from River Landing, and it looks like the deduction is lower than last year. Why would this be?
Yeah, so I've talked to Julia Hanover, who is our VP of Finance at our corporate office, and she's gotten a couple of questions about this very thing. So it's not just here, it's really all of our communities are experiencing the same thing. But what's happening is, when they do this calculation, what they use to be able to figure out this calculation is the amount of healthcare folks that we have in our community. It's a proportion of the healthcare residents versus the independent living residents, and when our auditors are looking at that, the difference between the two and the variations between the two, it goes into the calculations. So what I mean by that is, because we have been less in occupancy on the healthcare center side, our healthcare expenses haven't been as large, and we need to have the healthcare expenses to be a little larger so that that share of that expense is spread out amongst the residents on the independent living side. And so we've had less residents, so there's been less expenses that have contributed towards the monthly service fee. And so that's how they calculate it out. And there's a lot more to it. She explained a lot more to it, and I'm just going to tell you all. I understood about half of what she said, to be honest, but the reality is it does have an impact. The thing you need to know is the number of residents that we have in the healthcare center does have an impact on what you can write off on your taxes.
That makes sense.
And I think that part made sense to me. And so, once we open up Wingfoot again, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we start building our census again on the, I think that we'll see those numbers go back up over the next year or two.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but it didn't change a lot, but it did change a little bit.
Right.
So,
Couple dollars?
yeah, I think
per
it was
day.
$4 or $5 a day. I think it changed.
Yep.
So if I remember right.
Yep.
Which adds up. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say it's not
Yep.
significant,
Right.
but it's just, I think it will come back.
Okay, that was my last question.
Those are good ones today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
So Ken, you got something for us today?
Oh, yeah, I've got
Got
some
some
have-
good stuff?
I
You
got
have
some
the power.
funnies,
You
yes.
have the power,
I
Ken.
got the power.
You got the
right here.
clicker.
Okay, I leave my house a mess, so when my friends visit, they go home feeling way better about their housekeeping skills. I'm just that good of a friend.
That would be my philosophy. I
Well,
think.
no, and I think there's some people out there that could take advantage of that.
That's true. If you've been in my office, you know that that's the way I am.
You see, this is Electric Avenue, and it says no outlet. And that's just wrong. I'm sorry, that's just wrong.
That is
If you're
very
going to have
Pretty
an
good.
electric outlet,
That's pretty good.
electric avenue, you got to have an outlet. You just do.
That is great.
First law of physics and cartoons: gravity does not start to work until you look down. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. When I'm an old lady, I'm going to leave snacks in little bags on the floor all over the house in case I fall down. Which is absolute genius.
That is smart.
So wouldn't it be better to leave like little phones all over the place instead? So
I
you
don't
can
know
call
if
somebody.
you like snacks. It's hard to beat this.
Maybe it's a care package in every little place that you.
Yes. Oh my. Some of you are too young to know what it feels like to take a ton of pictures, then have to wait 2 weeks to find out they all sucked.
Oh,
But that's how it used to be. You remember the
Yes,
film, and you
I
send it
do.
off, and they come
You're
back,
right.
and there were thumbs
you
all
were
it.
anxiously waiting to see them. And
Yes,
then you
and they're
saw 'em
blurry, and
Yes.
you don't have to do that anymore.
No, you don't.
Okay, I like this one. I can't remember whether I left the seat up on the toilet last night. And you can see some curlers and the hair right there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, apparently.
Somebody fell in, is what
Apparently
you're saying.
he left it up.
Yes.
Yes.
Or she's cleaning it. One or
Yeah,
the other.
yeah.
I'm not sure which of it.
I told my daughter, go to bed, the cows are sleeping in the field. She said, what's that got to do with anything? I said, that means it's past your bedtime.
Oh,
Which
that's
That-
good. That's good.
Clever. I
Clay-
like that.
Yep. I used to think ice cream was bad for me, so I gave up thinking. Which is a solution. And-
That's
it
one way to
is.
look at it.
okay, so these next ones are puns, and they're pretty groany.
Uh-oh.
I put my grandma on speed dial. I call that Instagram.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
I like it.
Whoever invented knock-knock jokes should get a Nobel Prize. Knock-knock, Nobel. See,
Yeah.
yep.
I don't get it. No.
I'll explain it later.
Oh, thank you.
No matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary.
Oh my gosh.
These are good. I don't know why you put such a disclaimer in front of them.
Yes. I'm exhausted. I was up until 4 a.m. with the baby. Him. It's probably not good to keep the baby up that late.
Wrong answer.
How do you spell clueless husband? I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh.
Oh, this one is funny, I think. What does it mean when the teapot light comes on? For those of you that don't know that, that's the oil light.
Oh, is that what that is?
For those who don't want Alexa listening in on your conversations, they're making a male version. It doesn't listen to anything.
Mm.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I don't really get that one.
That one's called Alex. Right?
Alex, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Alejandra, or
The male version.
I love putting on warm underwear, fresh out of the dryer. Plus, it's fun to look around the laundromat and guess who they belong to.
Wow.
I'm not recommending that.
No.
no, it's probably not a good.
Okay. Why are iPhone chargers not called apple juice?
Oh, that's cute.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And then this is our last one. Yes. Don't worry, when you get old, I'll feed you carrots too.
Look at that baby's face.
That's cute.
That is a perfect caption for that.
That is cute.
I do have another one without the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
If the person who named walkie-talkies named everything else, stamps would be called licky stickies. Defibrillators would be called hearty starty. Bumblebees would be called fuzzy buzzy. A pregnancy test would be called maybe baby. A fork would be called stabby grabby. Socks would be called feedy heedy. A hippo would be called floaty bloaty. And a night bear would be called screamy dreamy. There you go. But
Wow.
walkie-talkie guy didn't name everything, so.
No, apparently not. Walkie-talkie. It's funny how that kind of sticks, isn't it?
It
Walkie-talkie.
is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I think it shows your age a little bit, because now, they say I'm carrying my radio.
That's
They don't say
right.
walkie-talkie.
That's right.
I still say walkie-talkie because that's what I grew up with.
Right.
It wasn't a radio, it was
Yep.
walkie-talkie.
Yep.
A radio was something that played music back at you, right?
Exactly.
But it didn't take a lot of thought, I don't think, to come up with walkie-talkie.
Probably not.
Somebody was walking and talking.
Talking.
What do you call that thing? Oh, I call it walkie-talkie.
Oh,
I can't
those
wait
are
to
good.
find out the answer to the trivia question.
I know. Okay. So, the trivia question, which animal has the largest eyeball in the world? The answer is the giant squid.
Oh, of
The
course.
eyeball is about 1 foot in diameter, about the size of a dinner plate.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
That's a pretty big eye.
That-
The eyes have it.
yeah. You'd hope that fellow wouldn't give you the stink eye. That would be quite a stink, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Took you a while to come up with the stink
Yeah.
eye, didn't it?
Yeah, and if he rolled his eye at you, I'm not sure you could roll it back.
Well, you're just not a good pupil with that kind of stuff there, Ken.
So we did get a winner,
Oh, we did.
and the winner is one of our devoted watchers.
Oh, it is.
Okay?
It is.
Did you say our one devoted watcher? Okay, one of our devoted watchers. Okay,
One of,
okay,
it's Lou Insidious.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, yes, congratulations.
Way
So
to go,
Brian
Lou.
will bring you this nice Merlot.
Yes.
Cheesecake Merlot.
Cheesecake
Factory.
Merlot.
Cheesecake Merlot.
So, very good.
All right. Well, that wraps up another show.
Yes.
What is this, number 570? How many have we done?
We've done a lot,
We've
haven't
done
we?
a lot.
I think after 100, we kind of stopped
We
counting.
stopped
We did.
counting.
We did.
I'm not even sure we really counted up to 100 because we were close. But
Seemed, yes.
I think we felt like it's
did.
got to be close.
We
Actually,
did.
Lisa went back and I think
Yeah,
was
I
trying to
did.
figure
I
it out.
actually counted all the agendas.
Is that what you
So-
did? Is how you
Yeah.
figured it out before?
Yeah. Yep.
So the sad part for our residents is we're coming up on 2 full years of having done
Yeah,
this.
you're right.
We are only really
You're
a little
right.
bit more than a month away from our first show that we did 2 years ago.
And just to clarify, we are not propagating the virus in order to maintain the show. I
Yeah,
just want
thank you for
everybody
saying
to be
that.
clear on that.
Yes, no, we
No,
don't want to do
definitely
that.
not.
That's for sure. No, we have always said that, if and when we finally get through this pandemic situation, we'd still like to maybe do the show every once in a while. So maybe not every week.
Right,
'Cause,
right.
Yeah, maybe every year.
It might be once a month. Or
Yeah,
who knows? Who
well,
knows?
we know it's a captured
So-
audience right now, so it's,
Exactly.
it's,
Yep.
you need good entertainment. So why you chose us, I don't know, but you need good entertainment.
You
So,
do. You do. God bless you in your search.
yeah. It's funny, I was talking to our board president, Board of Trustees president today, and she was talking about Wiz Horner. And, because I think she had some sort of interaction with Wiz about something with the foundation or whatever.
Okay.
And she said that, because I had told her, I said, oh, well, you need to go back to YouTube and look at one of the videos we had with Wiz when he kind of accosted Tim Webster when we had Tim Webster on. And she goes, oh, I've already seen it. She goes, another resident pointed out to me that you need to go and look at this and found the YouTube video for me and sent it to me. She goes,
Oh
it was
my gosh.
hilarious.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I don't think we've had Tim back on the show ever since then.
haven't.
No, I don't think
Or
so.
Marisa, for that matter. I don't think we've had either one of them back on
Maybe
the show.
we should invite him back again.
I think it's
Is it
probably
time?
good. It probably is.
Yeah.
The residents might like to hear a little bit about what's going on at the other communities a little bit too.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can't arrange that in the next couple of weeks or so.
And in February, we might have to change up our days a little bit. So just watch the Encompass for the river churns.
Yeah.
I think we have had to adjust it based on a couple things going on.
Yeah, I think
So-
we had hoped to maybe do it next Wednesday, but we can't now.
Right.
So,
So I think we're going to do it Thursday.
Thursday next
Now, are we
week.
going to change the days or are we going to change the show?
I don't know. Which do you suggest?
I mean, I'm already confused about what day it is, so it doesn't matter.
Well, we keep trying to have it on Wednesdays, but
Yeah.
it
We
doesn't
do,
always work
right.
out that way, unfortunately.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and I know next week we have a conflict, right?
We do.
So
We do. For sure next week, I know it's Thursday.
Thursday next week for
So,
sure, but we're
yeah.
going to keep trying to do it on Wednesdays. And
That's our goal.
I think we decided we're only going to do 2 shows next month.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to go back to every other week. And hope
So
that,
hump day or over the hump day?
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think our hope is if we start doing every other week, maybe the statistics will start dropping here really
Exactly.
fast, and we can force it to happen
Yes,
that way,
yes.
right?
Our hope.
Arr.
Yes, we can will
Right.
it to happen.
That's right. So, we're not too far away from our next reverse raffle, too, right? Because I know it's May, but
Oh, yeah.
Have you been talking to your cousins?
Yes, I actually have a cousin who would like to come.
is this a different cousin?
This is a different cousin, yeah.
Oh,
He,
who
he,
is it?
he lives in France.
He lives in France.
Oh, we'd
Yes.
have a Frenchman?
Yes, his name is Jean-Pierre Bob. And he's quite the lover.
Can we handle him here?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
He's a little syrupy, but much more sophisticated than other family members.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, that'll be an interesting change of pace.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, after the last reverse raffle, people thought a change of pace would be good.
So we're going to have a Frenchman at our Cinco de Mayo party.
Yes, because a lot of people don't know of the fusion that happens between those celebrations.
So maybe we ought to add some French cuisine to the.
Well, at least some French wine
Well, yeah, we can
and
do that.
some French cheese on your burrito, for instance, which the French do all the time.
They do.
I hear. Yeah, I hear. Yeah.
Maybe we got some croissants.
Oh, yes, croissants.
Or French bread, or
Oh, French bread,
yes.
yes.
French fries.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It's going to be confusing
How
for
about French-
Jean-Pierre to
How
be
about
here.
French onion soup? Can we do that?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Oh.
Yes. Well, he's quite the ladies' man. I'm going to, tell him to be good.
Well, remember that table that's set up front?
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of single
I'm
ladies
gonna.
there.
I know. I'm going to kind of warn them they might want to move back to the back.
They might want to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whew.
Well, if they move back, the one thing about them moving back is then everybody can see what they're holding up. And it's
That's
just
right.
not you.
That's right. Good point. Good point. Good point. Well, hopefully that works out, with international travel
I
and
hope
visas
so.
and
I
things like
hope
that.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I can't wait.
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, so it's going to be nice to catch up.
Jean-Pierre Bob.
Yep.
All right, well, we're looking forward to that. Something to kind of keep our eyes,
Exactly.
our big eye.
Our big
focused
eye.
forward.
Our big squid eye.
Oh, my. So we were thinking about what painting is going to go in the old main living room, but where they put the wall up instead of the windows and
Right,
stuff.
right.
There's this big blank wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
A giant squid eye would, I think, really look nice there.
Well, that's a great point. Another thought was, everybody likes the pig picture.
Yes,
Maybe we can get a larger version of that.
absolutely. Or pigs, plural.
Multiple pigs?
Yeah.
You almost said pigs multiplying, didn't you?
Pigs at the trough would be very appetizing, I think.
Oh,
All right. That's enough jocularity for today.
that's right.
Right.
It went downhill.
Yeah,
I think everybody's turned off their TV
They
anyway.
probably have. We're getting the cut signs from our producers over here, so I think it's time to cut. Well, we hope you all enjoyed the show, and we love you, and we just hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next week.